What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. We got Alan House. Good morning to you. Good morning to Albert, Amy, Andy, Bill, Christopher, Doug, Dragon, Janet, Joe, John, Kay is in the house. Good morning to Kylie, Larry, Lauren, Lucian, Martina, Michael, Ray, Rick, Tim's in the house. Good morning to all my people out in YouTube land. We got Leonard. Good morning to you. Caleb, good morning. We got Wade, all my lurkers in the background. Not gonna say nothing all day. It's okay. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. You guys know what to do. But yeah. I see still a bunch more new people in the room, so welcome to all you newer guys. I see some of the new people from yesterday back in the room, which means I didn't scare anybody away. That's good. And then some straight up veterans. So good morning to everybody. Market again, I really don't understand why there was as much kind of like fear and panic as there was 2 days ago. Like we're still bullish, but we had that 1 day drop, and I guess I would say if your portfolio got hit like crazy for some reason, just check what's in it. Make sure you're not too overloaded in one stock or another. But otherwise, yesterday good gap up. We kind of opened in a little bit of an iffy spot. We had a little of a tight range to battle through. Came down, kind of hit that support perfectly. Bounced, was able to take out that first one. I wasn't sure if we could take out that 672.02. We did. Um, that's still a level I'm going to watch for today. First level of support though, as we're kind of gapping up into all-time highs. 672.88. This is a retest gap. Let me see if I can make this look a little bit more dramatic. I'll zoom in a little bit, but you do have a gap up to all-time highs. It is a retest gap. Watch that first spot. Um, let's call it 672.88, something like that. We could get the bounce there. But that was a spot yesterday I was a little concerned. Can we break through that? And I think that would be prudent if we could pull back into that location. So that would get you better risk reward to the bullish side. I think we continue higher in a longer term. Maybe that will be today that we close at all time highs. I think we get at least a little pullback, at least to that first level. If not, um, I wouldn't be shocked if we get to the 671.92. That was a spot that really for the bears should have held. That if you were in there bearish, you had to wait for that entire day to close. That traps a lot of those bears. I think if you get down to 671.92, gives those bears opportunity to get out for as little loss as possible or break even, and then the bulls kind of just rampage back. So we'll see how today goes, but out of the gate, I would expect maybe a little pullback. Not sure if we had that yet. Pre-market, you got the Qs. Qs closing all-time highs. Looks fantastic. This one, I don't know if we get as much of a pullback, but my first two levels, again, to the higher side, I got no no resistance. We're just out in the open seas on this one. Otherwise, we've got 610, roughly about 610 would be your support from yesterday if we get a little bit of a pullback. And then I think at this point, your crucial pullback spot is if we start to break it, watch that 608.57. I would expect some heavy bull buying, just as again those bears were kind of wrong at that spot, and that would be your spot to get a stronger bounce if we break through that support. Maybe this gap up, and Q is not really gapping too much. We're just kind of opening where we closed. We'll see where we actually open, but maybe not that much. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just not a lot of bears came in, and that first support holds. But watch those two locations for me. For if we get some kind of selling and profit taking into the all-time highs. Bitcoin is still kind of hanging out. Again, not really at an important level. There is a little psychological level of bearish engulfing candle. You did have a little bit of a breakdown. I guess any bulls that really got trapped within the day from October 6th. Psychologically, that would be a good spot for them to get out. We never really hit the resistance. That's 124,567. That's still a spot I'm watching. Probably a tad higher than that. 124, 654, something like that. If we get any closing past that, Bitcoin probably makes its next leg up, which would I think would be a decent one. Other than that, you're still kind of holding the support 123, 123.51. If that starts to break down, we've already proven today because we have broken it down. But this 121 968 seems to be a good level to hold for the bulls on Bitcoin. So everything looks good. Probably a little bit more chop from crypto, but with that last move we had, one candle down, couple days of resting and bouncing from there, to me would be a little impressive. We'll check out gold, GLD. That one gapped to all-time highs yesterday. Didn't give anything back. I gave a little intraday gain back. The high of yesterday's candle for gold was 373.57. Inside day candle for today. If we get a pullback, look for some support around 372.26. Let's also check out silver as well. Silver is putting some work in today. That one is gapping to all-time highs, so really good gap on that. If this one fades and fully retests, I'm looking for 44.82. That might be too strong of a gap. So silver a little bit stronger than gold for today. Let's check out some of the bonds. Uh, TLT didn't really hold that gap up yesterday. That did open into resistance, and so far came down to a perfect retest, 89.15. Uh, for TLT to pick up, we're gonna have to get through 89.23. If we get through that again, we have maybe a better shot at passing this 89.59 zone with future targets to like 90.28. So just kind of a little chop fest. I think we have Jerome Powell speaking now as well. Support for TLT 89.13. Anything below that, and we see probably a bigger retest at 88.73. But we do have Jerome Powell speaking now. He already started the conference saying we're not going to talk about economics. So I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just well, I don't know why you would tune into Jerome Powell if he's not like that is the guy to speak about economics. But if he tells a couple knock knock jokes, as long as he's got good punchlines, I'm with it. I'll still listen. I'll tune in. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know, but mainly I think people would watch him for for anything economic. We'll see. We got Hood. If I was in the crowd and then he starts with, "I'm not going to talk about economics," I'd probably just go leave. I don't know why I would stay. Hood still looks really good with the open. We are gapping down slightly. Not really much to hold us back. You got 152.95. That would be a good psychological. That's where we opened on October 6th. Otherwise, the high of that candle is 153.86. So those two levels, I would say probably a little psychological level. Other than that, Hood probably goes higher. I don't think I'd be buying at the open if this one pulls back. First spot to look for bounce 148.80, and then and these are day trade levels for me, but 147.51 will be my next spot, which would be a full on retest of yesterday's VPOC. So somewhere in that range, that's where I would queue up some of the bullish style plays. Other than that, maybe we get continuation just pops out. I don't think so. I think we get that pullback first on Hood. So be patient on entry. Not enough room for me to go short until it starts breaking down some of those key levels. Boeing. It took a while to get you here. We're almost at that last final target that I had. So we'll see if this one could actually go up a little bit more. I don't know how high we got to at the pre-market, but I was looking for 227.11, and I think there is a very good resistance, really somewhere around 227.46. If we close above that, I highly doubt that we do. I don't know. Something tells me that one, two, well, we got a small inside candle, so we won't count that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days green in a row. This has had the most impossible time of actually every gap up still closes red, and now you finally hit that bigger target that I was kind of looking for. I don't know. I don't think today we gap above 227.39 without filling this gap first. So let's see if we get a little pop on that one. Maybe there's a room for a little bit of a fade in this one, 225.01. But if we do somehow miraculously, and maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, uh, or next week, but you got 227.46. If we start closing above that, I think that sets up Boeing for an eventual, probably next target to 237.31. I wouldn't go bullish today. I think you get that fade. I think worst case, and Boeing has been pretty pretty good about retesting all prior VPOCs and then just kind of doing that gap thing overnight. But if you're trying to get in long, 225.08 would be your first one. I think I would like to see this one kind of fade back a little bit more, maybe 50% retracement, maybe somewhere around 219.72 again, and then make its next bigger move. But yeah, Boeing, nice little gap up for today. I think people will be rigging the registers on the open serve. Serve getting a good gap up, partnering with DoorDash this morning. So nice move on that one. I did buy some additional calls. It wasn't, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was sort of the lower end of yeah, I was like right to the bottom of this candle 2 days ago. So I got some additional calls in this one, but good gap up, good news. I like the open a lot. I think you are trapping. You had a little bit of volume coming in last 2 days on this one. Obviously, that red candle, even though it's red, there was still some bullish sentiment gapping into pretty much the highs, kind of fading, pulling back, retesting a little bit. I think we're probably trapping a little bit of shorts. I'm not sure how many. I'd see if the main spot I want to see if we pull back to 1494. That's where I do want to see some of those bulls hop in. Otherwise, a bigger pullback and also a very good buy spot if you think this thing has some room on it. I think we got some open gaps up here. We got an open gap up at like $20, 19.59. I think there's a path on this one. The spot I'd be interested more in buying or adding additional would be at this point this 1411 zone. Actually, I think that's right around where I got those calls. Probably 14, yeah, it was about $14. Um, but we'll see what happens at this 1494 first. See if that gap and go prevails. Really good gap. Like that location a lot. In the slight to mid longer term, I think you have some decent moves ahead. I, I don't know if anybody's actually checked out the product, but it's a igloo cooler on wheels with some eyeballs on it, and it's supposed to deliver your food. Personally, the chart looks phenomenal. I think the chart looks better than the actual product itself. So if you guys think there's a future, I'm not long-term investing in this thing, but I think that DoorDash deal is decent. I don't know how much money they're getting for it. I don't know any of the details on it, but you have one of the bigger delivery companies actually implementing the product. There's a little, I don't know, proof of concept, I guess. So I don't know. But once I hit my targets and I'm out, and then I'll wait for a bigger pullback and the charts to look good for me personally. So not too bad, but looks good. I do like that gap. I'd be bullish, especially I do want that to drop. Give me slightly under $15 on that one, and maybe for even for a day trade purpose, we'll get that one up there. Bull, a lot of activity yesterday. We put in more volume yesterday than we have for the entire month of October, and I think actually the entire month of September as well. So lots of volume coming in. Again, there was the catalyst. Uh, that was 180 days after the IPO, where some of those shares from early investors got unlocked. Fear, panic, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to sell, it's going to crash. It kind of crashed before that even happened, and even during the day. And we tried, this was the exact day trade we tried. Let's see if we go into a smaller time frame for anybody that was not in the live room. I got housed. They got me on it. We were setting this one up. We got a good opening candle. Staying, I don't know if you guys can see it with the volume lines there, but it was a good little bracket we had. Stop was in a great location. Entry only if we break out. I was like, I think this is too low. I think there's going to be people that buy it. And then they gave us this little drop. I got stopped out. And then, of course, it did run perfectly to our 3R target a little bit later in the day. I did buy more shares. So I almost tripled my position yesterday after that 12, after we started getting back to that $12 break. So I'm in it. I also sold some covered calls on it. Wild day. It looks a lot like capitulation to me. Once you have those like freak out days with volume, that's usually your. And then the other thing with that narrative of everyone's going to sell, I mean, it could happen, I guess. But now what? What's the narrative now? What holds it back? If anybody that wants to sell probably already sold. cleared their shares yesterday at the lows, and now good time to bounce. So we'll see. For today, you have a big resistance, $13.10. I believe we were above that already pre-market, so it could definitely get there. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little pullback. The low end of this one, watch for like 1273 for today. That would be a very, very key level. Not sure if we get down there. This thing might absolutely trade like a beast again. Watch like 1289. Watch in those zones for a little bit of support. But big day yesterday. This is a retest gap. I think some people that maybe took a stab on this one. I'm gonna hold because I got the covered calls on it till the end of the month, so I'm in it. But I think on pullbacks, watch for dips, watch for those pullbacks. I don't want to trade this thing short. I think trading it long would be the correct direction on it. So we'll see. I don't know if we come all the way back down to test the close of that candle from yesterday though. So we'll see how it plays out. Definitely on my watch list. Definitely gonna watch it. And if you're taking some swings on it, I get it. I think it makes some sense. Do we get to $20? I don't know. That's a. I think recently the highest we were getting to was like 18 on it. Let's get this thing a little bit higher. Perfect. Oh, since I'm on the chart, AVGO. Did anybody play that one from yesterday? We were talking about that really good looking Doge. I'm like, man, if that thing could break the high of that previous day, this thing's probably gonna rip. I missed. I should have set the alert, but I didn't play. I hope somebody did because AVGO did go. Costco gapping up a little bit. We'll see what this one actually opens at. Right now, really good location. Look for small pullback into like 926.06. There is 2 days of buying ahead of time. There was also a little bit of a hammer with some bears still kind of stuck in it. So you might have a little squeeze. It's not a high short flow company by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know that we get up to that gap fill. I think that would be an ultimate target. 941.11. I think you could probably get to 928.42 for today. And then if it's a really good day, you're looking for like 931.82, maybe 932.99. But that's if we pull back first, if we look to hold this 926.06 support level. So if we could bounce into that first, if bulls want to hold it, great. We'll see if there's maybe a small high wave candle on Costco. There is some room on it if this market just goes crazy. I think it was. I don't know if they got the upgrade. Let me see. Let me get this one a little higher. We'll get it right around there. Let's see what the news was on Costco. Posted. Oh, did they have earnings? Costco wholesale posted an 8% sales. No, it doesn't. Costco keeps on chugging through difficult comps. It's like the engine that just couldn't give up. Costco stock runs higher after yet another monthly sales gain helped. All right. Not sure why. But nice gap nonetheless. Let's see if there's a pullback, especially ahead of that 928.55 zone. Have I looked at Amazon? I've not yet. And then I see Alberts is there. Well, Amazon pulling back slightly, nothing too crazy. Inside day, so I'm going to start losing a little bit of edge when they're inside. Um, if you're looking for continuation of yesterday's candle, you're going to want to see a breakout of 225. So if we can get above 225, I think we look good. We've hit a decent amount of what would have been prior resistance yesterday. Those are going to be easy spots or easier to break through today, which is like 225.67. I think your target for today in a bullish direction takes you to about 227.90. Um, but where we're opening, I wouldn't be bullish quite yet. I'd rather be buying a dip. So that's only if we get above that 225 zone. Then I'd start looking a little aggressive and chasing. Otherwise, I can see a pull back into like 224.06. Maybe we get down to like 223.04 on a pullback would be decent. I don't think we're getting to 221.43 today. Yeah, I think a monster support is 222.57 if we really want to have a actual pullback. I don't even think we get there today. Watch for like 224, 224.06. See if there's any support that comes in. Andrew says I was looking for a pullback long. Um, Pretty sure I have no idea what that means. Pretty confident. I was looking for a pullback long. You looking for a pullback to go long, I think. Is that, am I guessing correctly? Yeah. The better spot would be the better spot if you get that pullback would be 222.64 for like a bigger swing, bigger move. Again, not sure if we get down there today. We'll see if the market wants to hold up. Um, but for today, for day trade, watch that 224.06 zone, I think. All right, let me see. We got DraftKings, DKNG with an upgrade today. I think upgrade to like $43. Upgrade to 43. Which is a decent contrarian type call. DraftKings has been again fallen off of a little bit of a hill as the market's gone. You have Hood climbing, a little weakness based on the fact that there is potentially some financial institutions coming in with some betting on the World Series. I don't know, but yeah, good little upgrade. We have really good support down here, somewhere around $30, 31.19. We haven't quite got there yet, but I think you're in a decent spot to look to go long on DraftKings. I don't think DraftKings really gets too affected with most of the people I feel like that are betting on New York Giants are probably they're not trading serve for a living. I don't think for the most part, or or at least as I don't think that's the prime clientele anyway. So, but it will if Hood and Schwab might be opening in those markets too. I've heard. So we'll see. You might have increased competition. DraftKings is just such a big name in that industry. More lines, more. But I think it's just a better experience so far, at least. So we'll see. I think the probably the sell is a little bit overdone. Biggest candle I would say is the candle not from yesterday, but from 2 days ago. That's still a down move. I think bears probably want to protect it. I think this is at open, probably a spot where we could pull back, retest, and I think you could probably get down to like 33.13. So I wouldn't be jumping at this one. You do have your next resistance, 35.44, and your bigger resistance, 35.79. So there's a lot of overhead you'd have to kind of clear out. I don't feel like I'd be missing this trade. But if they want to give me a pullback into like 33.13, I think that's a better spot to look to buy. Marvell, Marvell, also a phenomenal run recently. Great candle yesterday. Decent open for today. So it is a gap and go to the bear side. But watch that first support. See if this 91.77 wants to hold. If it can, I think we're in good shape. So hold that. If you're looking for that continuation, 91.77 has to hold. Next target to the higher side. You have I mean, this is going all the way back to November of 2024, but you do have a little bit of resistance. Maybe looking for, there is one over here too. So 93.04, if that gets taken out, you're looking for like 94.80 for today, something like that. But already a fantastic move. See if that support holds. If not, the better spot or the next spot to look would be about 89.25. See if you get some bids that start to come in there. But you're opening pretty much at support. Maybe looking for that 3 minute high wave candle if you're going to try to play a little continuation. But really good breakout, good candle yesterday, and it's just up a lot in a very short time. Let's see if I can get this. My trading view is going slow today again, huh? It's going to be that kind of day. I'm gonna have to just drop it where it lands. I mean, I think it moved. Great. Fantastic. SMCI. SMCI is a little bit of a pullback, also opening into a little support. That one did get into resistance. We're starting to get in some tight ranges. Almost to the high of the day yesterday. I don't think we quite got there, but I think you have some really good resistance. 58.84. This thing's been on a tear. AMD put in a really good day. We sold that one too soon yesterday. Maybe you have continuation. I think your next bigger target on this one takes you to about 61.25, but really good break, and you're just staring at a lot of resistance. That being said, you have your support for today, 57.64. Stay bullish until that starts to break down, and then see if you get a bigger pullback into like 54.94. Nvidia, really good gap up on this one. Also retest gap from yesterday. However, you're taking out a lot. And you're up literally at all-time highs. If you get some kind of selling, see if 189.28 holds. Otherwise, I've got no targets higher. I do have a gray line on my chart, so right around that $200 number would be interesting. Kind of looks like they want to bring it up to that. We got BMNR. I didn't check out Ethereum today, but BMNR hanging out. I don't love the close. I like that hammer a lot, so maybe if you get above that hammer, but then you're gonna have resistance right around 61.61. Today's open, you're kind of right at that support resistance 59.39. Your next resistance right after that 59.93. Not about 59.99, we'll say. But yeah, so a little bit of resistance. I think be careful on this one. Interesting spot we almost got into. We didn't quite hit it, but 56.58 and then 55.13. I'd still be bullish on this one. Still be leaning bullish. I'd see if there's a bigger pullback really around that 55.13 zone. So kind of indifferent on BMNR. I don't think we have a lot of edge. I think more to the downside if I had to flip a coin on that one for today. We will see. Let's see which other ones we got. AVGO. We looked at that one briefly, but I gave zero actual input on it. I actually like it a lot for continuation. It would have to be some kind of high wave candle. It's opening in a great spot right now. If this is where we open, you don't have anything really holding you back except for a couple of psychological levels. Your actual target on this one takes you to about 359.68. I do think this one's probably one to watch. If you get a pullback, better spot to buy would be 342.45 if you could get down there. But I'm digging where we're opening right now. So I think I'll actually keep that one kind of high on the list. See if you get some deep continuation on that one. APP. I'm down with APP. Although APP gapping down below yesterday's low, also breaking below the VPOC. I think you get a bounce at open. I think a better spot to look short, 623.86. If it wants to bounce up to there, you do have your first little support coming in at 607.90. See if there's any type of bulls that kind of come into that. Otherwise, the fact that we're all underneath this one candle from September 19th isn't a great sign. We tried to break out yesterday. That turned into a bull trap. I think this one probably actually comes a little bit lower, probably needs a pullback, at least into 546 in a longer term basis. But that is the morning bell. So everybody in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Other than that, be safe. You guys.